Have you ever felt like you're trapped in the same cycle, waking up, going through the motions, and ending the day feeling like nothing has changed? You tell yourself you'll start fresh tomorrow, next week, next year. But deep down, you know you've been saying that for too long. What if I told you that the reason you're stuck isn't because you lack motivation, discipline, or opportunities? It's because you're still holding on to an old version of yourself. The way you think, the way you act, the habits you've built. They're all keeping you exactly where you are. And until you make the decision to end that version, nothing will change. Look around at your life. If nothing is different from last year, ask yourself why. What's stopping you? Is it comfort, fear, doubt? Or are you just waiting for the perfect moment? Because here's the truth. There is no perfect moment. If you don't decide to change now, you never will. Transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you destroy the old and rebuild something stronger. And that's exactly what we're gonna do today. Because by the end of this video, you won't just feel inspired, you'll have a step-by-step blueprint to completely recreate yourself. No more waiting, no more holding on to the old version of you. So, if you're ready to take that step, let's begin. Why do most people stay the same year after year, even when they desperately want to change? It's not because they aren't capable. It's not because they aren't smart enough or strong enough. It's because they refuse to let go of who they used to be. Think about it. How many times have you said, "This year will be different," or "Starting Monday, I'm going to change"? But when the time comes, nothing happens. You fall back into old habits, into the same routines, the same way of thinking. Why? Because transformation doesn't happen by adding new things to your life. It happens by removing what no longer serves you. And I've been there too. There was a time when I kept making plans, setting goals, telling myself I was going to change. But I was still hanging on to the same mindset, the same toxic habits, the same fears. And as long as I carried my old self with me, the new me didn't stand a chance. That's when I realized something. Before you can create a new version of yourself, the old version has to die. The comfort zone, the excuses, the fear of failure, it all has to go. And once I made that decision, everything changed. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 powerful steps to end the old version of yourself and rebuild something stronger. If you're ready to stop waiting and finally take control of your life, keep watching, because this might be the moment everything changes. Step 1. Destroy the comfort zone. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I'll start when I feel ready"? Or maybe you keep waiting for the perfect moment, when you have more time, more confidence, more money. But what if I told you that waiting for the right moment is the biggest trap keeping you stuck? The truth is, your comfort zone is not just a physical space, it's a mental prison. It's the place where your old self feels safe, even if it's not happy. It's where you convince yourself that staying the same is better than risking failure. But let me ask you this. Has your comfort zone ever led to real growth? Imagine a seed that refuses to break out of its shell because it's afraid of what's outside. It will never become a tree. That's exactly what happens when you refuse to step out of what's familiar. Growth only happens when you step into the unknown. So, here's what you need to do. Do something uncomfortable every day. Talk to a stranger, try something new, take a risk. The moment you break a pattern, you break a limitation. If you want to recreate yourself, you have to destroy the version of you that fears discomfort. Now, let's talk about the next step. Because stepping out of your comfort zone is useless if you don't have the discipline to keep pushing forward. Yes, step 2. Master self-discipline. Have you ever set a goal, felt motivated for a few days, and then fell right back into old habits? Maybe you told yourself you'd wake up early, hit the gym, or start a new project, only to find yourself procrastinating and making excuses. Here's the truth. Motivation is a lie. It comes and goes like a wave. And if you're relying on motivation to change your life, you'll always fall short. The only thing that truly builds a new version of you is discipline. Think about it. Every successful person you admire didn't get there by feeling like it. They got there by doing the work even when they didn't feel like it. Self-discipline is the difference between someone who wants change and someone who actually creates change. So, how do you build discipline? Start small. Give yourself one non-negotiable habit. Something simple, like making your bed every morning, reading 10 minutes a day, or exercising for 5 minutes. The goal isn't the habit itself. It's proving to yourself that you can stick to what you say. Once you master that, you can build bigger habits. Now, let's move to the next step, because having discipline is important, but your daily routine is what shapes your transformation. Step 3. Rebuild your daily routine. Have you ever looked at your days and realized they all look the same? You wake up, do the same things, waste time on distractions, and before you know it, weeks, months, even years pass without real progress. Here's something most people don't realize. Your routine is your identity. If you repeat the same actions every day, you will stay the same person. If you want to become a new version of yourself, you need to rebuild your daily routine. Look at the most successful people. They don't wait for motivation. They build powerful routines that push them forward every single day. They don't start their mornings scrolling social media or wasting time on things that don't matter. They design their days with purpose. So, here's your action step. Audit your daily routine. Write down everything you do from the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep. Then ask yourself, is this routine building the person I want to become or keeping me stuck? If it's not pushing you forward, change it. Even small changes, like replacing 10 minutes of social media with 10 minutes of reading, can make a huge impact. Now, let's talk about the next step. Because no matter how perfect your routine is, nothing changes until you take full responsibility for your life. Step 4. Take responsibility. Have you ever blamed your circumstances for where you are in life? Maybe you've told yourself, I could be successful if I had better opportunities, if people supported me more, if life was easier. But here's the hard truth. The moment you blame something outside of yourself, you give away your power. The reality is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to magically hand you the life you want. If you don't take responsibility for your future, someone else will decide it for you. Think about it. Every successful person you admire had excuses too. They had challenges, failures, and moments of doubt. The difference? They owned their actions instead of blaming their circumstances. So, here's what you need to do. Start seeing everything in your life as your responsibility, even the things that weren't your fault. Because the moment you take ownership, you take control. Stop waiting. Stop blaming. Decide that you are the only one responsible for your future. Now, let's talk about the final step. Because once you take responsibility, the only thing left to do is take bold action. Step 5. Take bold action. How many times have you had an idea, a dream, or a goal, but never acted on it? You think about it, plan it, visualize it. But when the moment comes to actually do something, you freeze. You wait for the perfect time. Here's a harsh truth. Waiting kills more dreams than failure ever will. Most people think they need more knowledge, more skills, or more preparation before they start. But action is what creates growth, not the other way around. Every successful person started before they felt ready. They took risks, they failed, they learned, and because they kept moving, they became unstoppable. So here's your challenge. Take one bold action today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Do something that scares you. Take that first uncomfortable step. Send that message, apply for that opportunity. Start that project. Because the only way to become a new version of yourself is to act like it. You've just learned 5 powerful steps to recreate yourself. But learning isn't enough. Now, it's time to apply them. Let's wrap this up. You've just been given the blueprint to recreate yourself. But the question is, will you use it? Because knowledge alone won't change your life. Action will. Let's go over the 5 steps one last time. First, destroy your comfort zone, because nothing great ever happens in a place of safety. Second, master self-discipline, because motivation will fade, but discipline will push you forward. Third, rebuild your daily routine, because your habits shape your identity. Fourth, take full responsibility for your life, because no one is coming to save you. And finally, take bold action, because waiting kills more dreams than failure ever will. Right now, you're at a crossroads. You can keep doing what you've always done and stay the same, or you can choose to step into the person you were meant to become. No more waiting, no more excuses. This is your moment. So, I have a challenge for you. Which step will you start today? Drop a comment below and commit to your transformation. And if you're truly ready to reinvent yourself, hit that like button and subscribe, because the next video will take you even further. This is the end of your old self. The new version of you starts now. See you in the next video.